Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to the farm. Today we're going to be thinking about dairy products. Now, dairy products are made with this milk. And as we know, milk comes from the dairy cows. And the dairy farmers are the people who make that happen. Now, we can't show you the dairy farm at Farmer Williams' farm because we don't have any dairy cows there. However, we will be visiting a dairy and we're going to be meeting my sister Nicola. But before we do, I think it's important to think about what actually a dairy product is. So, dairy products, as I said, are made with milk. Milk is a very versatile thing. It makes lots of products that you probably have in your own fridge at home. So things like yogurts, smoothies, cheese, butter, and even some milk chocolate or milk chocolate biscuits. I wonder if you could have a little look about your kitchen and see what milk products or dairy products you have in your house. Now, dairy products are very important for our bodies because they contain lots and lots of calcium. And calcium keeps our teeth and bones and nails really strong and healthy. So very important to eat dairy products. Now, as I said, we're about to visit my sister Nicola. Now, this is a long, long way away from Girvan. But with the power of technology, we have been able to remotely visit her in her dairy, and we're going to meet Nicola and her dairy cows. Come on.
Hi boys and girls, my name is Nicola, I'm Miss Bradley's sister. Today we've got to introduce you to some of the girls that I work with. So these girls are dairy cows, and what their job is to produce milk, so what you put on your cereal in the morning. So these girls are quite big, they're Holstein cows. They weigh about 600 kilos, which is very, very heavy, so you don't want one on your foot. And they have a really nice life, so all our cows have Fitbits on, and from that you can tell what they're doing all day. So cows spend about 12 hours a day lying down, so they're quite lazy, and they spend about 4 hours a day eating. So you can see this girl here is just having lunch, and what they do is they use their tongue to scoop up the food. So if you have a look, she's having a nose through the food. And from that she'll pick out the bits that she really likes. She's not meant to do that, she's meant to eat all of it, but they like picking out the sweeties out the food. And what's really cool about cows is they have 4 stomach compartments. So you're taking all this food, and then what they do later is a bit gross, is they burp the food back up, and they chew it again and swallow it again. That's a bit nasty. They have very rough tongues. George will stick it out for me. You can see her sticking her tongue up her nose instead. They're very rough tongues, which they use to groom each other. So they spend about 4 hours a day eating, and the rest of the time sitting down. They get milked twice a day. So we take them into the milking parlour, and they get the milk from them. And then that milk gets collected every day in a big tanker. And then it goes to the dairy and then ends up in the supermarkets. So that, boys and girls, is a bit of an introduction to our dairy cows, and I'll send Miss Blackie some photos as well. Bye bye.
Hi boys and girls, I'll come back into the office to tell you a little bit more about the cows that you saw earlier. So I mentioned that we know quite a lot about what they do all day. But I thought you might want to see a graph of what the cows do in a 24-hour period. So the things that cows like to do the most is lie down. So they spend a big chunk of their day lying down, being all comfy, and whether that's in the field or in a shed, that's what they spend most of their day doing. So the next biggest thing that they do is they spend somewhere between 4 and 5 hours a day eating. And they have somewhere between 9 and 14 meals a day, so a bit more than breakfast, lunch and tea for our girls. And when they're not eating, they ruminate, which is what I said about earlier, where they bring the food back up and chew it again. We call that ruminating or chewing the cud, and sheep do it as well. So Miss Blackie will show you on the sheep at some point. And they spend about 7 hours a day ruminating. And that means that they actually chew somewhere between 24 and 30,000 times a day. It's a wonder they don't get jaw ache. The next thing that they do for about half an hour of the day is drinking, and they'll drink up to about 100 litres of water a day. So see if you can work out how many cans of Coke that would be equivalent to. They spend about 2.5 hours a day being social with each other. So cows are very sociable. So that might be hanging out with their mates or doing some sorts of interactions with each other. And the last bit of the day is the other stuff. So that's when they get milked. So as I said, they get milked twice a day. And that means that they're out of the pen and busy while that's happening. So that all makes up one whole day for a cow. So how we know that what the cows are doing is, as I mentioned earlier, they've got Fitbits. So the circled blue box on the cow's leg is her Fitbit. And that tells us how many steps she does a day. It tells us whether she's standing up or lying down. It tells us how many times she does that. And it gives us lots and lots of information. And we can use that to tell if the cow might be not feeling very well. Because if she doesn't feel very well, she might change the number of steps that she does in a day. So if she feels a bit ill and she just doesn't do what she normally would, we'd get an alert, and that would get sent to the phone of our herdsman, and she would have a look at that and then go, oh, there's something wrong with that cow, I better go and check her. So it's a really good way of us being able to check that our cows are okay all the time. And this is what it gives us. So this is how active our cow's been. So these are along the bottom is the days and the times, and up the side is how active she is, so what her motion index is. And the higher that is, that means she's doing more steps, more running around, and being a bit more busy. So I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about what cows do all day. This is back to them eating, which is one of their favourite things to do. If you have any questions, just ask Miss Blackie and she'll send them to me. Thank you.
That was fantastic. What a lot we learnt about dairy farming and dairy cows like this one. Now obviously Nicola wants you to learn as much as possible about the dairy cow. So if you have listened to what she's had to say and you have some interesting questions, please feel free to let us know what your question is. I'll pass them on to Sister Nicola and she should be able to answer your questions that you might have. We'll see you again tomorrow, boys and girls. Bye!